Hello there! Welcome to another hair tutorial. I'm in the mood to do something different and fun, so let's get started. I'm gonna do a quick comb through my hair and I'm going to put in a leave-in conditioner. This is newer to me. I've been testing out. This is from Formula 18. It's a leave-in and it basically is supposed to help with detangling, conditioning. This brand is a plant-based. They have plant-based products and they are basically kind of partners or connected with Enjoy Hair Care. So I've been testing out some of their hair care products like this and some shampoos and conditioners, and I've really been enjoying this. It does have a scent to it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but all of the Formula 18 products I feel like have the same exact scent. So kind of one of those things, if you don't love it, you won't like any of them, but so far it's been tolerable. I'm gonna go in next with a little bit of Cocoa and Eve. This is the Miracle Hair Elixir. I just use about a dime size. I know that doesn't help you if you're not in the United States, but let's just say kind of a smushed pea size. And I like this just for a little added shine and heat protection. So I'm just gonna work this all the way through my hair, kind of really concentrating more on the ends of my hair. And I am about 2 weeks away from getting color. So I feel like my hair right now is definitely in need of a little help with volume because I don't have as much bleach on the roots. I have no bleach on the roots, so I don't have that extra lift that bleach does to the hair. So I'm gonna go in with an old favorite. This is the Catwalk Root Boost. I've used this for years. In my opinion, it is actually still the best root lifting spray out there. I put a little bit here at my cowlick. I have this flat spot, kind of working on some changes with my overall haircut kind of pattern. And yeah, because of that, I've got a few flat spots. So just kind of put that through, work it into the roots. You don't want to overdo it with this product, but it definitely is one that works whether you have thicker, coarser hair like I do or thinner, finer hair. Now it's time to blow dry my hair. I'm just going to use my Zoya Halo Dryer and I'm going to blow dry the majority of the time in the opposite direction, then bring it back over. I just want as much volume and lift as possible. I'll start on the care setting and then switch to the style setting once I add the air concentrator attachment. So here we are, we're all done and dry for the most part. It's so funny, I have more hair back here, so I forget that I have to keep drying that. Well, hello there, sweet girl. You want to say hi? Yeah, we had a little visitor come in the middle of blow drying, Miss Gracie. Yeah, she just had to say hi. I know most of you who watch my hair tutorials, you don't get to see her very often, but here she is. Okay, you ready? Okay, so we're gonna start in with a little bit, I'm gonna do a little flat iron work. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of section this front part off here. And I want to kind of add a little bit of some volume, maybe just a little kind of bend there at the top. And then here at the front, I'm going to actually, so I'm combing this through like this, and I'm actually going to go back towards kind of the top of my head and then pull it through, just with that section right there. And then the next section over, we might just do actually more towards the side. So instead of going straight back, I'm just gonna go kind of sideways a little bit. And now I'll just kind of bring the flat iron through this section. And you can see I've got like these funny little twists. Again, we're kind of working on some changes, and in the midst of that, growing out certain sections, and you kind of figured out that there are certain things that just aren't working as is. So I have a few of those things we're gonna tweak at the next hair appointment, but in the meantime, we're going to use it to our advantage. Okay, now I'm just gonna take the flat iron through the top section here, and kind of like I showed in one of my last videos, I don't like to have too poofy and too rounded of a top or sides. I saw a post from a picture of a Pixie from the 80s, and I thought, okay, that is what I'm trying to avoid. So, you know, the very curled, like we took a curling iron and curled it. My mom did, not me. And that is what I'm trying to avoid. So I want to still kind of keep this modern and real fun and kind of a little funky, but any areas that need to have a little straightening, we'll do that with the flat iron. And then in the back, like I said, this section is a little unruly at the moment. So I'm just going to kind of mess this up. Yesterday, I experimented and kind of like spiked it up back there. It was kind of fun. We're not gonna do that today, but you know, in case you need some new ideas. Okay, I think we're about ready. So I'm gonna go in with some Enjoy Dry Wax, and I've talked about this for years. I think most of you know this product well. So I'm going to just take a tiny bit of this to start with. And it's really important with this product. You start with a small amount and work up. You also want to fully emulsify it in your hands like I'm doing here. It's a good arm workout, you know? And so once you've rubbed it in and you're convinced there's nothing left on your hands, go to work in your hair, and you'll be shocked at the amount of hold and control you get with just that little bit. So as I'm working, you see I'm pulling this up, and I am also making the top of my hair look a little crazy. I'm going to take a little more of the Enjoy Dry Wax. And I was doing this the other day because I just felt like I needed to break things up. And so I just kind of went crazy and started scrunching my hair, pulling it forward here on the side. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, hey, I kind of like where we're going. Not quite yet. We'll get there though. Okay, so you see, I'm working with that strange little curl. I have my little cowlick here on the side. We're just gonna go with it today. And then on the top, I'm going to almost kind of like crunch it down. I've done this before. Certain times if my hair is a little too long, if I want a curled look, you can do that. And now I'll just kind of tame down the back. And don't be afraid to continue to fluff up and then flatten and move things around. That's what's so great about this wax, is you don't have to keep adding more product, but you can continue to manipulate the hair to where you want it to go and then set it in place once you're satisfied with hairspray. Okay, so here's how we're looking so far. I've got the back kind of combed towards the center, the side, I've got just kind of pieciness right here, and I think I'm going to set it in place. I was contemplating adding a little clip or something, but I think I'm just going to set it in place and we might be good to go. So I'm going to use the Bedhead Hardhead Extreme Hold Hairspray, and then just kind of piece those little front curled sections into place. All right, so here is the finished look. So just kind of changing up the back there and then working with my cowlick, just enjoying this little swirl we got going on here, using it to my advantage, and then just really scrunching that top with the Enjoy Dry Wax. That really made the difference and pushing it forward. So if you've kind of been stuck and feeling like your hair is just laying too flat or too nice, try really roughing it up. Don't be afraid to get in there, especially if you're using the Enjoy Dry Wax, because you can rework and re-manipulate that until you set it in place with hairspray. You've got lots of playtime. So just by kind of moving pieces here and there and going back and forth, here we are. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're new to having a Pixie, I have a whole playlist of hair tutorials I will link for you down in the description box, along with all the products that I used today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.